so that I can put it on YouTube and Instagram. So let me just check. Right, let me just check. While we're just giving everyone a little moment to get on the call, let's just see if it's actually working on Facebook. Right, here we go. Yes, it's working. Amazing. Okay, so I'm just going to give everyone a little moment to join me, make it public. I'm going to share this in the event is happening group. I'm going to share it. Let's share this video, guys. I'm going to share this video in the Ascension Acceleration Club. I think that might be it for now. Okay, so let's just see, is anyone there? Please say hello when you get here. Grand day, darling. Hello, J-Mac. Woohoo! So I just had a bit of a feeling to go live because I've been sharing quite a lot recently, and I just think it's an opportunity for people to ask me some questions about things that I've been sharing, and it's an opportunity for me to share with you the reasons why I've been sharing about certain topics. So yesterday was an interesting day because I had that experience whereby I felt a lot of people were trying to get me to prove stuff, and I'm not here for that. I'm here to share my journey of investigation. I'm not here to prove anything to anyone. Everything that I share is based on research, and that research is available to everyone. So my intention is to spark that interest in you so that you can go down your own rabbit holes to find out what's been going on. I've told you who my teachers are. The main one is Santos Bonacci. Just start at the beginning watching his videos and you will understand every single thing that I'm sharing. Another teacher I've been working with, Thomas T. Burgoyne, best books ever written on the face of the earth. I'm studying deeply with Thomas Burgoyne. I am studying with Manly P. Hall. He's actually the teacher of Santos Bonacci. So everything that I'm sharing is coming from the greatest minds that have ever lived on this earth. I'm working with the teachings of Rudolf Steiner. Again, all his teachings are available. Just one little click on YouTube, you'll find it all. And his teacher was Blavatsky. What was her name? Eleanor Blavatsky. I'm studying with Blavatsky. I'm reading her book about when she went into the Alps and or the Austrian mountains, and she met all these sort of like alien beings, if you like. Not aliens, sort of like Shambhala, high dimensional beings. So I'm studying with her. So these are the resources that I'm working with, like, because as I explained to everyone, when I had my ascension in 2013, I just physically could not consume any external information. Every time I read a book, it was like all my eyes would go really, really funny, and it was like my eyes would start blurring and all the words would just start sort of like collapsing on each other. Every time I watched a film, I would just not be able to watch it. I would not be able to sort of like, you know, learn from external sources. I could sometimes be sort of like entertained. I watched a couple of films which are just purely for entertainment values, but in terms of teaching, learning, I wasn't able to, because I was saturated within my own gnosis. I was like drowning in my own gnosis, and so everything that I was discovering was coming from my own direct line with the link with the Akashic records, which is the heart consciousness. So, but then when I reached that 9-year anniversary, it was like I went through another enlightenment portal, which I'm so transparent about. I'm so open about all of my journey with everyone. And in that enlightenment portal, I did this ceremony, and in the ceremony, I activated my left brain, because for the last 9 years, I had been 100% fully in my right brain on the whole. And so, I mean, obviously you need your left brain to do bits and bobs, but on a learning evolutionary level, I was right brain heavily dominated. So that means that it was coming from my own creative source. Every single thing that I was writing, sharing, speaking about, painting, everything was coming from my own source. But then once I hit that 9-year mark, it was like I reached the end of that particular trajectory and that foundation with my right brain. And I went sort of like as far as I could go with my own internal gnosis. And then Spirit was like, right, you are ready to work with the best teachers alive and that have lived on this planetary realm. And so that is what's happened. I like when I listen to other teachers, I've got no time for it. My soul is calibrated to learn from the teachers which I've shared about, and I'll repeat them: Santos Bonacci, Manly P. Hall, Thomas Burgoyne, Rudolf Steiner, and Blavatsky. These are the souls. These are the teachers that I'm working with. These are the souls that are enabling me to understand on a left brain scientific level every single thing that I've been chatting about for the last 9 years. Do you know what I mean, guys? So for people to say, oh, prove this, or I'm not here to prove anything, guys. I'm not here to prove anything. And the reason is I don't care what anyone thinks. It has no effect on me whether you believe that we are spinning on a ball, that we're hurtling through space, even though the realm's called Earth. If you think that, I'm cool with that. I don't care. And that's the whole thing, is that people seem to think that I care, that I want to be right. I don't want to be right. And I don't care what anyone thinks. I don't care what my mum thinks. I don't care what Finn thinks. The people closest to me, I don't care. It has no effect on me, on my personal evolution, what you think. So I don't need to prove anything to anyone. Do we get that now, guys? I 100% have nothing to prove. All I can do is I'm an investigator. I'm a spiritual investigator. I've got a lot of authenticity and I've got a lot of integrity. I am investigating. I am a child. Like I said in my post, essentially who I am is a child. When you are an awakened being, you become a child. I'm a child in an adult conscious body, but I'm a child and I am learning. I'm like, wow, oh my God, these incredible esoteric scientists. Oh my God, I am so humbled by their knowledge and I'm so humbled by their wisdom. I just feel like I'm right at the beginning of my journey of learning about esoteric science. So the reason why I'm sharing is to maybe inspire a bit of sort of like, oh, wow, you know, maybe I might go and study with Santos Bonacci. Maybe I might do what I did. I just went back to his very, very first video that he ever made on YouTube. And I was like, I'm starting at the beginning. And I got my book out and I took notes. Hadn't taken notes for many years. My whole entire adult life, I haven't taken notes. But the level and the pristine clarity of the information that he was sharing was worthy of me getting out my notebook and taking notes. And everything that I have shared is coming from this place of integrating this scientific gnosis, and it's all coming through the filter of my own intuition. So every single thing that I experience and sort of like, you know, I'm exposed to, it has to go through the firmament of my own intuition, which is on the money. Do you know what I mean? So let me just see some of these little comments, because I'm on, hold on a minute, hold on. We're in the same space. Oh, hello, Amenti, darling. Everything North Pole, esoteric science, flat earth, spinning stars, and such appreciation. Love our new journey. Oh, I love you, beautiful Sheila. Right, I'm just going to open up these comments. You might actually, hold on, you probably, oh gosh. I'm going to, right, hold on, I'm just going to try, right, hold on, I've got to close this. So let me see these comments. Hello from New Zealand, first time here, hope you're well. Oh, hello, Cole. Right, brilliant. We've got to share this video, guys. Let's get this video out there so that people can see. So let's break down some of these subject matters. Right, the first one that I really want to speak about is these karmic relationships. What is going on with these karmic relationships? Now, it's very, very important that people understand that karmic relationships are a part of the agenda to keep everyone comatose. No one is having this conversation about who you are mated with. I would say 90% of relationships are karmic. I would say it's such an extraordinarily high level of relationships are karmic and toxic, and they are founded upon codependency. The foundation of these relationships is codependency, because that has been the norm in our society. And the reason why that has been the norm is because everything has been inverted. We are created as a duad ego. We are created as twin souls. That is what the whole entire tarot journey is about. That is what the whole entire astrological wheel, the science of creation, is founded upon, the journey of the duad souls as they wear their heavenly garments in the higher celestial realms, their garments of innocence and God's love. And then we drop out of the higher dimensional realms and we put on these earthly clothes of earthly matter, just like at the sign of Virgo, where Eve eats the apple. When she eats the apple, it means that she wants to taste duality. She's come out of the positive heavenly realms of, you know, the top of the sine wave, and she's now going to drop down, because that is the sun's ecliptic cycle, guys. It's the sun's ecliptic cycle. We have all signed up for the sine wave. The sine wave is the realm of duality. We have come out of the heavenly realms and we've signed up for duality, to have this experience of duality. And so when Eve, the soul Eve, is at the place of Virgo, she eats the apple, and that means that she wants to taste duality. She wants to taste forgetfulness. She wants to taste what it likes to not remember her divine innocence, in the fact that she was created with her twin soul. That's what's happened. And so then the soul goes into Libra. I'm a Libra. That's when the soul is like balance of darkness and light. We are here for the darkness and the light. We're here to remember our higher celestial connection, but we're also here to sign up for this experience of duality, to deeply immerse ourselves in earthly matter, because that is this realm of duality that we've all signed up for. And so what happens is, this is the sine wave. It starts at Aries and it goes all the way up to Cancer, and then it peaks at the summer solstice. And then from Cancer at the summer solstice, the sine wave goes down. And this is that the soul begins to experience its descent. But it's all in the light realms. It's all in the light realms until it gets to Libra. And then that is the equator. So you've got Aries on the equator and you've got Libra on the equator. When the soul, because the sun is the soul, when the sun gets to Libra, that's when it begins its descent down to Capricorn. Now, this is very, very important, what I'm about to say here, brothers and sisters, and I really hope you're paying attention. When the soul goes from Libra all the way down to Capricorn, which we're coming up to now, we're coming up to the winter solstice where the sun stands still. This is the descent of the soul. This is symbolic of the soul's descent into physical earthly matter. Now, what has happened is that if you are in a karmic relationship, you are stuck on the descent cycle. You're like trapped on a hamster wheel. Whoop, doop-a-doo, doop-a-dee-doo-dah, doop-a-dee-doo. You're not going anywhere. You're not evolving. You're not evolving. You're staying on the descent. And the old controllers of our world understand the truth about the duad soul. They understand the truth that we're all twin souls and we've all come here to unite in perpetual heavenly eternal bliss with our duad ego. And therefore, our sexuality is the most sacred part of our soul's expression. Our sexuality is the most sacred part of our soul's expression. So what the old controllers have done is they try to desensitize everyone with their sexuality. That has been the #1 agenda on planet Earth, because the whole truth is divine, sacred, innocent sexuality of twin souls who come together and birth stars and birth universes. That's what it's all about. But if they can hoodwink humanity, go, oh, twin souls don't exist. Oh, that's just fairy tales. Oh, that's a load of bullshit. Oh, no, who believes in twin souls? Then they've got you. They've got everyone under a barrow, and everyone signs up for the Matrix. Forget about being a true, you know, eternal divine being. Forget about that. Signed up for the Matrix. And in the Matrix, everyone's forgot. Everyone doesn't know their arse from their elbow. Everyone's completely and utterly forgot about the fact that we've all signed up for the sine wave. So if you stay stuck on that descent, you're not evolving. You're not evolving. You're meant to go down so that you can experience the opposite of your, you know, the opposite, but you're not meant to stay stuck there, guys. And that's what everyone is doing. 90% of people on this earth are staying stuck on the descent of the sine wave, and they're just going, and it's just like a broken record, not going anywhere. Oh, I've got to stay here because of the kids. Oh, I've got to stay because of financial. Like, let's talk about the kids. So you are doing your children the most extraordinary and profound spiritual disservice if you stay in a karmic relationship that has clearly been demonstrated to you that it is over, that you've learned the lesson. The lesson was to show you about duality. The lesson was to show you the opposite of true love, so that you can finish off with that lesson. You can go back up the sine wave, and you can actually go back into your positive experience of duality. So when you just stay stuck on that descent, what do you think you're teaching your children? You're teaching your children, don't go for true love. Just tolerate crap. Don't bother believing in true love. Don't sacrifice all your needs. We're not here to follow our heart and to fulfill our needs. We've got to sacrifice everything. You've got to sign up here and be with a shitty, crappy relationship. That's what you're teaching your children. You are doing your children the most extraordinary disservice by staying in these relationships. But most people don't want to know that. I can't hear. Oh yeah, I'm just staying because of the kids. Yeah, staying because of it's, you know. So this is why this is going on, because this is why this is coming up so strongly in this 12/12, this gateway of the 12/12, also connected to this winter solstice. Because what I was shown the other night is that because so many people on this planetary realm are in these karmic relationships, right? It's a bit like excuse me, it's a bit like a cord. Like, imagine the collective consciousness of humanity, and there's these cords that connect us to the sort of like hold on, how would I explain it? I was shown it the other night. So it's like we're all on this earthly realm, and everyone's having all these toxic karmic relationships. This is a cord. This is a cord that is being experienced within our realm, and there are so many of these cords that are basically causing a they're causing a sort of like how do you the best parable, the best way to explain it, it's just like a toxic thundercloud. It's creating a toxic thundercloud within our Earth's planetary system, and therefore the sun can't shine. While everyone is bought into this notion of self-sacrifice, of sacrificing their needs in order for some fake low-level fake love, then you are not invoking the light of your soul. You're not. And so what that is I was shown the other night, like all these karmic relationships have these cords, and then they're stuck in this big massive cloud, this thunder cloud, and this is causing a detriment in our collective evolutionary timeline, and it has to end now. We have to have these conversations. Like, you are a fractal of God. I am a fractal of God. We exist on the earthly realm. The earth is this is the stationary inertia realm. We are the physical emanations of God's heart. If like we are the physical, we are God. Do you know what I mean? In physical form. We're not God in quantity, but we're God in quality. We all hold that truth of God within us. And what was I going to say? Let me read these comments. Well, basically, we all hold that. And so if we are experiencing anything other than true love, then this is not good. Like, understatement of the millennium. Let me read some of these comments. Hello, Angela, darling. Spirit showed me to leave so many times. Thankfully, I set us free over 5 years ago. Well done. I don't know why that stopped. Anyway, why has that stopped? That shouldn't have stopped. I would have thought more people would be on this call, seeing as I did let everyone know. Hold on a minute. I just seem to have lost it, guys. Let's see if I can still see me. Right, has anyone got anything they'd like to say? Here we go. You know, if you've got any questions or anything like that, or anything to add. Yeah, so basically the whole point is that we need to start having these conversations. So you're a child of God, you're an emanation of God, right? You deserve love, you deserve devotion, you deserve adoration, you deserve to be looked after, you deserve to be cherished, you deserve to be the most important person in your other's life. If you are not that, then you are doing yourself and the collective a profound disservice by putting up with utter crap. And that is what we need to be talking about now, brothers and sisters. We need to stop allowing this situation to keep getting out of hand. Do you know what I mean? Like, we need to stop, because everyone's like, oh, well, I was married to him for, you know, for 25 years. This is what I've signed up for. May as well just put up with it. Only got a few more years left. That's a terrible attitude. That's a terrible attitude. It doesn't matter where you are. If you can awaken, you can set yourself free. You can set yourself free and you can bring yourself back to happiness. So it's very, very important that we need to stop normalizing karmic toxic relationships. We need to stop just laughing. Oh yeah, he treats her like shit. Oh yeah, he's so rude. It's bullshit. No, you were born for devotion. I was born for devotion. I would never, ever be with any person unless they were 100% devoted. Even if they were 98%, I'd be like, no, bruv, it's not good enough. Not good enough. Only 100% devotion will do. And there is a soul in this world, in this universe, that was made for you. But if you sit there just, taking all the crumbs and normalizing toxicity, you're not only doing yourself a disservice, you are doing your children a disservice, you are doing all your ancestors a disservice, you are doing your future generations a service, but most importantly, you are doing the collective a disservice. You are not serving the collective, because you came here to be a beacon of light. You came here to birth your Christic self. I came here to birth my Christic self through the fires of transformation, through the ocean of deep, deep love. I came here to birth my Christic self, not my secular corporate, do you know what I mean, self that they said with this surname business. Like, that's not who I am. I am soul, and my journey is mirrored by the sun. The sun is the soul, guys. The sun is a mirror of our soul. It's the mirror of our masculine expression soul in many ways. And then the moon is a mirror of our feminine inner world, that the feminine light. And so God has created these beautiful holes. They are holes in the sky. They are not planets that was part of the Copernicus lie. Oh yeah, the moon's a planet. The moon is not a planet. The moon is a hole in the firmament. That's what the moon is. The moon was put there by our divine creator to remind us of this dualistic realm of masculine and feminine, of dark and light, of positivity and negative charge. So, and the moon is like the first sphere. We have 7 spheres all the way up to the firmament. The moon is the first sphere. And so when the soul is born through the sun, the soul makes its entry into the earthly plane through the sun, and then it gets imprinted with all the 7 major planets, with Saturn, Venus, I don't know the correct order, but it's like it goes from the sun through that's the 7 chakras, because we are a mini universe. And so the soul consciousness is being born through the different levels, and then it comes to the moon, and then that's the final imprint that we get before we descend into matter. And this is also connected to the souls when they leave, you know, that part of the agenda of the reptilians and the Dracos and what have you is to keep everyone trapped in the moon matrix, because there are many souls that haven't woken up, and they won't go back to the sun. They'll stay you know, they'll be recycled within this reincarnational matrix, which is activated by the moon. You know, it's a beautiful portal, but it's we have to transcend the moon as well. Like we have to bring our consciousness back to union, back to the 0 point field, because the only way to exit the sine wave, which is another word of saying duality, is through the 0 point field. But you can't, it's very difficult to exit something unless you understand it. Most people don't even know about the sine wave. I didn't even really know about the sine wave, but that is, look, I'm going to do it. Let's start at Aries, go up to Cancer, go down to Libra, and then we're going down to Capricorn, and then we're going back up to Aries. That's the sine wave, guys. I need a whiteboard, but that's the sine wave. So what I'm sharing with you now is the science of duality. And people go, oh, don't need to know that. Don't need to know that. Well, fine, don't bother learning about it. But it's really quite handy for your left brain to be able to have that information to go, oh my God, I have a full orientation now. I have a full orientation about who I am as a soul consciousness. Because by them saying that we're living on a spinning ball, that is the greatest crime against humanity. In my humble opinion, that was the greatest crime against humanity, that they said that. And that was the beginning of every single crime against humanity, was based on that lie. And if you look at the Truman Show, the True Man Show, the True Man Show, they have to tell us everything. Look at the True Man Show, guys. In fact, I'm going to go and watch it today. And at the end of the film, he realizes that the world that he is living in is a construct of the controllers of that movie. And that's what we have. I've escaped. I know the truth. But most people are still in the Truman Show. And they're like, oh yeah, we're spinning on a ball. Hold on a minute. If we're spinning on a ball, right? Spinning on a ball, where's the water? Where's the surface of the water? Why is it, water doesn't just hold itself. It doesn't work like that. This is a flat stationary plane, and it's infinite. I believe it's infinite. I believe it's absolutely infinite, this plane, and I believe it keeps on growing. And if you look at all of the esoteric scientists, they'll show the true shape of the earth, and it's got a tree under it. So it's got all these roots, and then you've got the earth, and then you've got all the Agartha, you've got all the lower planes, and then you've got the 7 spheres that lead up to the heaven and the prima mundi, you know. So by having this concept, this childish concept that everyone's like spinning on a thingy-majigs, that means that we're finite. We don't have resources, any other resources. We're finite. What about if the oil runs out? What about if the gold runs out? What about, you know, everything is based on this concept of finite, and that is how the old controllers have controlled humanity. We live on an infinite realm with infinite resources, infinite minerals, infinite everything, because we are children of God, and our Creator created this realm to be paradise for her children. We would never, ever, 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 ever live on a finite realm, ever. So this is the Truman Show, guys. It's all disclosure. It's all here now, you know. And if you really think that, if you think you're spinning and hurtling through space, and what about all the trees? What about all the pyramids? What about all these like giant buildings and stuff? They just don't move an inch. It doesn't make logical sense. But the reason is that I believed it because I just thought, why would anyone lie about that? That's like, who would lie about that? So I never questioned it. I never thought it was so dark. Do you know what I mean? I never thought that the controllers were so insidious that they would actually deeply and profoundly confuse us about the planetary realm that we live on. We are the center of the universe, guys. We are the center of the universe. We are the center of this universal matrix. We are the earth. We are the heart. We are the core. We are the core. And everything is a tree. Everything in this realm is mirrored on the tree, the tree of life. We are the tree. I am the tree. You know, and we had all these massive trees cut down. Well, that was the second greatest crime against humanity. We had all these magical trees that reached up to the firmament, you know, and then that enabled source energy to be able to channel through these trees, you know, and then pour itself into the earth. But we let it happen. We can't, no one's a victim. We let it happen. But the thing is, you have to start believing what they're telling you. They're telling us everything through all the movies. Go and watch the Black Panther. It teaches you about the other realms on Terra Infinita. Like, we're not just the only, like, Venus is a gaseous blob. It's a gaseous blob. It's not a planet. But we have a terrain on Terra Infinita that's called Venus, where the Venetian beings have lived. Because all these spaceships in the sky, there is nothing getting through the firmament. If you read the Bible, if you read chapter 1, Genesis, on the 4th day, God created the firmament, the dominium. That is the Father of heaven, and it's the dominium. Nothing's getting through the firmament, guys. Nothing is getting through the firmament ever. So where are all these spaceships coming from? We've all seen spaceships. Where are they coming from? They're coming from Terra Infinita, and they're coming from underground. They're coming from the next level down, because apparently there's 7 levels. If you look at the old Hindu scriptures, you'll see that the seven realms below the earth, where the reptilians live, and there's also paradisical realms, and there's suns and all sorts going on down there. So we haven't even spoke about the North Pole yet either, have we? I believe that the North Pole is completely not the way it's depicted on maps. I believe that the North Pole is huge, and that there's a particular flight zone around the North Pole, because that is the portal. That is the magnetic mountain. That is Mount Zion, which is Mount Meru, Mount Sumeria. The magnetic mountain, which is what anchors the earth to this plane, is the North Pole. And Mount Meru is the magnetic mountain. And within the when you get to the North Pole, I'm sure they're like, oh no, you can't go there, you can't fly there. Why is that? Because it leads you down into Agartha. It leads you down into the realms that are below the earth, which have their own ecosystem, their own absolute, complete and utter paradise, guys. And this is, the elites know about this, the city old Rothschild and all that, they all know about that. They know about the Garden of Eden, where everything is clean and pure, and there's no chemtrails and there's no poison in the food. And they seem to think that they can just get away with destroying the top layer and everything's going to be fine with the bottom layer. Well, it doesn't really work like that. But there's a lot of Mount Meru. That is one exceptional rabbit hole to go down. Oh my God. So I'm just going to see some of your messages. Let's see. Brilliant. I really needed to hear this. Yes, that's how I feel, Jen. At the moment, I'm doing a disservice to myself and the collective. Time for a rethink. Absolutely nothing. No. Okay, that's great. So covered a lot, guys. It's not going to be a super long video. I've got to have a meeting in a minute, but I will say that I trust that you are going to show up on the 12/12 transmission, because we, as the group that is connected to this community, holds such an important role in this planetary ascension, in this planetary liberation. And by us taking this very mature higher self stand and pulling out, we're going to pull out this root of these karmic relationships, these normalization of toxic relationships, that we're going to implement into the collective the fact that we need to start having this conversation We need to start having a conversation about devotion. Are you experiencing devotion in your relationship? If not, that's not the right relationship for you. And by staying in that relationship, you are degrading yourself on a spiritual level. You're holding up your spiritual evolution. We all came to this earth to evolve. Some of us were chosen, some of us are volunteers, and a lot of us came here to evolve spiritually. What does that mean? It means that we each have a certain light within our soul consciousness, and at some point all that existed was white light source energy, and we all individuated and fractaled off of that. And in that moment where we individuate and fractal off, we're a young soul. We're young, we have a small bit of light, but then we go into these planetary realms, we go into these systems in order to expand our soul light. That's the reason why we're here. We're here to spiritually evolve. We're here to become master souls. We're here to advance spiritually. That is the only reason every single soul in this earth is here, is to evolve spiritually. So if we don't realize that, then we hang out with a group of friends who we have to sacrifice our needs. We have to sacrifice our beliefs, because if we were to dare say our beliefs, then the hive mind would all come together and say, oh, how dare you think like that? How dare you appreciate Trump? We're all liberals around here. We don't support that. We support Mr. B, Mr. Biden. Do you know what I mean? They started like saying all this bullshit to you. And this whole, and you're like, oh, okay, I don't want to rock the boat. Oh, I better not mention that I like Mr. T. I'm just giving an example, guys. This applies to this to anything. And so everyone sacrifices their own freedom of expression, their own opportunity to advance spiritually by being transparent, being authentic, being themselves. That's how you advance spiritually. And then they acquiesce to the needs of the stupid little group, or the stupid little relationship. And it is stupid little, because this is not how it's meant to be. And this is what has been normalized. And this is why we have to have this conversation. It's like shake everyone now. Come on. We are not going to anchor this new earth timeline if everyone is stuck in these silly relationships where people don't even like each other, guys. They don't even like each other. Most of these karmic relationships, they don't even literally like each other. This is the reality. Not talking about even tolerating each other. They literally cannot stand each other. They walk into the room, the other person walks out. They spend their whole days apart. They go to bed at different times. They don't have sex. Never, ever, ever, ever have sex. They're living completely different lives, and that's normalized, and it's not okay. It's not okay. So we've got to have this conversation so that we can start waking up as a collective culture, because that has been the way that old controllers have controlled humanity, through the degradation of our sexuality, through the degradation of the relationships that have become normalized on this earth, through the fact that everyone's like, oh, he's just got money. Oh, you know, he's really good looking and he's got money. Oh, I'll just be with him. That is a material connection. That's not what you're here for. You're here for a soul connection. You're here to be with someone that will give you butterflies every single day that you are together. That when they walk into the room, your heart will flip with joy and ecstasy because your true love has just walked in the room. Only that will do. So I hope that us having this conversation is inspiring, and I hope that, you know, people understand what an enormous disservice is being enacted, not only for yourself, fair enough if it's for yourself, but it's holding up the collective ascension timeline, and it's rife. So that's it, guys. Only that will do. Exactly. Truth. Yeah. I am the one with the beard, in case you wondered. For some reason, it won't let me send a regular heart. I have a man avatar because it seems to be the fashion now. Oh my God. All right, has anyone got any questions? I will now take questions. I'll pull a card, guys. Brilliant video. Thank you everyone. Should I pull a card? Oh, I don't know if I want to pull a card. Okay, I think that's it. So I think the message has been transmitted. I didn't want to do a long video. I just wanted to say hello. So the 12-12 transition, where are we on? 9, 10, 11, 12. So it's Monday. So it's going to start, I think it's going to start 8:08 p.m. On Monday. So we've got 3 more days to rally up the troops, and we are going to do an almighty clearance of these toxic relationships. You mark my words, brothers and sisters. And I'm going to keep sharing with you all the reasons why they are so detrimental to the soul consciousness. And it's like it's like consciousness is like a water, it's like a tank of water, and it's got acclimatized at a certain septic level. Our job is to like, we're coming from this very pure crystalline frequency, and so we are going to be adding this crystalline frequency, which is much more powerful than this toxic septic tank, back into this collective consciousness. And then, because we are more powerful, light is much more powerful than darkness, we are going to override those patterns within the collective consciousness. So very, very, very important work. It's also connected to the the solstice. So we are approaching the most important and powerful time in the astrological wheel, and that is obviously solstice. Solstice means the sun standing still. Sol, sun, stis, standing still. That's what it means, solstice. That's why in all the religions, Zoroastrian, Hindu, Krishna, all of them, the Greek mythology, all the gods are born on the 25th of December. And the reason why that is because on the 25th of December, the sun is born again. Mary gives birth to the baby Jesus, the son. He's a little tiny baby in December, at 21st of December, and then he starts his ascent through Capricorn, and Capricorn's the mountain goat, because the sun has got to like begin its really steep climb back up the ecliptic wheel. So yeah, it's amazing. Once you really, really start understanding about esoteric science, it is just like everything just fits into place. Everything fits into place. What did Sheila say? Looking forward to the carpool. What should we do to prepare? Please could all viewing share this live. Thank you. Oh yes, Stella, thank you, darling. Let's share it in all the groups. Massive code you presented, grateful sister. Thank you, Anna. Boom. I know it may be small detail. Please be careful about Mr. T. Oh, Debs, please. I'm not saying that Mr. T is a savior, sweetheart. Please don't misunderstand what I'm saying. And go back and read all of my previous posts from 2021. I don't need any lectures about Mr. T, darling, please. And I'm not saying he's anything. He's just, he is one of the 144. I know he's one of the 144, but so what? That's not what this video is about. Anyway, I'm going to pull a card. I'll pull one card for everyone. And this card is about this. Hold on. I'm actually going to like get rid of that comment because I don't appreciate it. Right. So let me pick a card. So everyone focus on me shuffling the cards, and we will pull one, and I'm just going to pull one. I think I'm maybe 2, not many. And oh, here we go. Right, the Empress. That's a beautiful card. Okay, let's look at the symbols. Swan, symbol of true love. We've got the moon. Obviously we just had the moon in Gemini. We've got the eagle's perspective. Was that the owl? We've got the higher perspective anyway. Okay, so this card, I believe that the reason why we've pulled this card is to remind the divine feminine about who you truly are. Do not forget who you are. Do not forget that you are a divine feminine. You have incarnated into this earthly realm to experience devotion from your true love. You are here to hold very, very high standards for yourself. You are not here to acquiesce your sacred desires of your heart for a shitty, crappy, karmic, toxic relationship. That is not why you made this momentous journey from antimatter into matter. You came into this earth to be a leader, to be a way shower, to show the way for your future generations to come. And you do that by not accepting crumbs. And if you are in a situation where you are experiencing crumbs, then you will take this as a sign to change that situation, because you are not a slave, you are an empress. You are a beautiful, beautiful divine feminine. You are Mother Earth. And not only that, you are here to birth your own son through your twin, because actually the feminine twin has a very, very important role to play in the spiritual enlightenment of her divine masculine. And the divine masculine, who is lost in the matrix, and he's bought into his egoic identity, it is only when he meets the pristine empress, the woman, the true divine feminine, that has done the work to remember who she truly is, that she is an innocent daughter of God who has stepped into the sine wave duality experience. And she's remembered. It is only through her remembrance that the divine Christic male can be born. So there's always, all the birth happens through Mother Earth, through the mother. So the birth of the divine masculine is activated through the feminine, and it's done through your work that you do on yourself. Only you can take yourself home. You have all the tools, you have everything, because you're a divine feminine. Your heart is so calibrated to God, it is absolutely unbelievable. And so you have every single thing that you need to make it home in this lifetime. Much, much easier for the divine feminine to find her way home than it is for the divine masculine. It's only really in esoteric science, and this has been my experience as well, that the divine masculine finds his way home through the divine feminine, through the awakened divine feminine. And the fact that she has done the work, she has claimed her own innocence, she has transcended all patterns of codependency. She has realized, I am a sovereign being, I am one with God. There is no leak in my field, there is no lack. I am one with God, I am whole and complete, I am an innocent child of the universe. When she remembers that, she is able then to birth her divine masculine. So that's what this card is about. It's about divine feminine. You remember who you are. You are not here to take any shit from any partners or to accept crumbs on any level. That's not why you're here. So let's just see. Oh, this thing is so annoying. Love this beautiful message. So grateful for you, Jen. Oh, thanks, Amanda. Card now. Massive code. Awesome message, Jen. Yes, so that's basically it. That's basically it. I'll put one more card. I got guidance to actually start doing a few more tarot cards, guys. Because remember, I used to do that a few years ago, and everyone really, really loved it. I used to get so many, got shared, it got so many views. Okay, I'm going to pull one more card. See what comes out. Here we go. Oops. Right. Oh, the High Priestess. This is number 2. So again, it's back to the divine feminine, because we've got all divine feminines on this. So the divine, this is the High Priestess. This is number 2. So in the tarot, you've got the 0, which is the 0 point field. The soul is born in the 0 point field. The number 1 is Aries, the masculine, and the masculine soul is created as the magician, and he's holding his staff up to the air, but then the second card is the High Priestess, and in what you'll see in the High Priestess, in most traditional tarot cards, the High Priestess is holding the Book of Gnosis. She is holding the sacred scriptures in her hand. Why? Because the divine feminine, this is symbolic that the divine feminine has been granted, has been deemed less corruptible than the divine masculine. And so she holds the link to divine eternal knowledge. That's why the divine masculine is born through the divine feminine, because she has a direct link. Because we're mothers, we have been coded differently to the divine masculine. We have a very, very, very deeply loving nature for the most part, who haven't been wounded and programmed, but for our core is that. And so again, so we've pulled this card as a further remembrance of, like, this is who you are, divine feminine. Do not doubt who you are. Do not doubt who you are, because you are very, very beautiful, and you are very, very sacred and precious and loved, and you have a lot of work to do. You have a lot of work to do to fully claim your divine innocence and stabilize at that place. because when you're stable, then you're ready for your twin, because your twin's going to be wobbling all over the shop for the most part, you know, if he's the true masculine polarity in your divine duad. So he is requiring your stability in order for his Christic self to birth. So you, divine feminine, have to birth your own Christed self. I had to birth my own Christed self through the burning of my own ego, through the commitment to a spiritual practice, through really deeply understanding about self-love, through all the tools that I've been sharing about for years and years and years, you know. And then that was enabled me to birth my Christed self. I couldn't wait for the masculine. It doesn't work like that for the most part. It's the feminine has to own her true glory as God's daughter, and then when she's stabilized in that, then the divine masculine is able to be born through her. That's what these cards were about. So there we go, guys. This is very, very powerful times that we're living in, and preparing the bride, the message I've been getting. Wow, I knew it would come. I just got on grateful. Oh, that was just a quick bit. Oh God, what's this one? Seven of Swords. What's this one? The Tower. The Tower. Okay, we'll just do a quick little moment about the Tower. So this is the Tower. This is what we're talking about. All that is not real, all that is not founded on truth is collapsing. All these karmic relationships, they do not have solid foundations, guys. They do not have solid foundations, and they can just go down. They can just go down. Any little bit of wind, they're finished, you know. So a lot of what we're talking about now is we're ending this collective cycle of where we as a collective have tolerated crappy, karmic, toxic relationships. That is the message of the video. And I know that, so I just want to just quickly say, if you've never done a transmission with me, I highly recommend it. It is a very, very beautiful and quite an intense experience. You don't need to take drugs. It's like it gets you high. It gets you super, super high. Most people that do the transmissions get very, very high, because we are working with very, very, very deep spiritual codes from our higher self, and we are bringing down these codes into our physical vessel, and it's alchemy. We're actually working with alchemy. It transforms and alchemizes our consciousness, and it transforms the dross and the ego into the gold of the higher self. So it's about an hour-long journey. It's absolutely amazing. You said, what's that? How do we do the transmissions with you? Misha, have you never done a transmission with me? I can't believe so many people in my community haven't done it. You're missing out, guys. You're missing out. Like, I'm not going to lie. I'll post the link here for you to do it. Oh, gosh. Hold on. There we go. Right, I've got to go now, guys. I've got a meeting at 4:30. So that was my message. And please share this video. Like, this is really next level information that's been shared here. And yeah, thank you for all your beautiful love. And you know, like, I did that post yesterday, and it really, really came from my heart that, like, I'm not here to pretend to be perfect, because I'm not. I'm just me. I'm just a little girl in a grown-up's body, and I'm just being myself. That's it. I don't have to hide behind any, oh, I don't feel this, and like all this bullshit, oh, for fifth dimensional consciousness, and you feel like it's all nonsense. I am me. I am just being me. And I've got nothing to prove. And go back and check that message. It was a really beautiful message that I shared with you, that because I was like really vulnerable yesterday. I was like, oh, I'm going to be vulnerable with everyone because I love myself. Doesn't really matter what anyone says. And then everyone's like, oh, I didn't realize that, you know, that you'd be so affected by that. We're obviously not as aligned as you think, and you're not obviously not as this and that and another. And it's like, no, guys, it doesn't work like that. That was coming from such a place of deep self-love. I'm not here to hide behind this idea that I don't feel anything, and that I'm Mrs. Jenny McCarthy perfect. It doesn't work like that. I'm not. I'm just completely and utterly real. That's it. That's my last point. As we all are. So let's just be real, and like, let's demystify what it means to be enlightened, demystify what it means to be awakened. There's no pretense. That's the opposite. That's the antithesis of enlightenment, is pretending. It's just real. Okay, guys, well, that's it. That's my message. I love you all. I'll do a few more. I reckon I'll do a few more little videos next week. So Yeah, thanks so much to everyone for sharing this video, and I'll see you all on the 12/12 transmission. God bless.